Hey guys, Sithlordlemle here with the 4 Wards podcast, and this week I'll be bringing you a triforce of tips on warding. The general goal of warding is to gain as much information as possible. Information is key in League of Legends to making good decisions, so warding is a very important part of the game. The more information that you can gather in the smallest amount of effort, the better. Which brings us to our first tip. Drop wards in high traffic areas. A great example of this is between Gromp and the blue buff. If the enemy jungler is taking their Gromp, their blue buff, or leaving the jungle to gank, this ward will see them. Not only will it see them, but it will see them early enough for all lanes to react to their actions. Let's compare this instead to warding the bush next to bottom lane. This ward is still a good one, but it'll only see the jungler if they're actively ganking bottom, so if they had went mid, the ward would not have seen them. High traffic areas are preferred because they have a higher chance of providing useful information about the enemy team. A few other examples of high traffic area wards are the top lane tribush, enemy razorbeaks, and in the river. The top lane tribush ward will alert you early of junglers leaving their jungle to gank, as well as mid laners coming over to roam. This gives similar information as the top lane river bush, but so does the scuttle crab. If your jungler can keep control of the scuttle crab, and you can keep your tribush warded, you will maximize your coverage. Warding an enemy's razorbeaks is personally one of my favorite things to do. There are a few different spots that you can drop them based on what you want to see. One good spot is the bush on the backside of red buff. This ward will show you if the enemy jungler is taking the camp, leaving to gank, or if the mid laner is going top to roam. Compare this to just warding your mid lane side bush, where you'll only see if the jungler is coming to gank. You can also ward closer to the top of the razorbeak camp if you want to see more information on where the jungler is pathing. This is a very good ward if your jungler has a lead and is looking to counter jungle. The side bonus of both of these spots is if the enemy jungler happens to smite the camp, their buff from the camp will almost instantly be popped and they will be unable to use it to clear other wards on the map. Nearly the entire river is a great warding area because the river has 4 different objectives to take and also connects the lanes and the jungles to each other. You can't take a dragon, roam lane to lane, or invade an enemy jungle without passing through the river. These wards can give game-changing information and should be placed in the river based on what you think the enemy's next move is going to be. Drop one near a jungle exit to watch for a gank or invade, or by dragon to help control it. Each ward you place should be placed while having a goal in mind for that ward. You should never aimlessly drop your wards in random bushes just to have vision on the map. Now that green wards are no longer available to buy, vision is limited by cooldowns and warding limits, so you need to place each one with a purpose or you're going to miss out on valuable information. This brings us to our next point. A ward that doesn't see an enemy is nearly as useful as one that does. This sounds very counterintuitive, but hear me out. So let's say you got a chance to drop a ward by the enemy blue buff. You can see a majority of their jungler, and the jungler is nowhere to be seen. Well, you can pretty safely bet then that he's either based or that he's on the top side of the map. This information is a little less certain, but your top might want to play a little more safely, and if you're planning to go aggressive bottom, this is a good time to do it. Another use of this is in the mid lane. If you only have one ward for the side bushes, hover to whichever side that you have warded, because at the very least you know that side doesn't have a jungler waiting in it. The final tip is, deep wards help to build and maintain leads. The quickest way to throw a lead is to get picked off and to die for nothing. If your team has destroyed the enemy's first layer of towers and are pressing for more, chances are you'll be spending a lot of time in the enemy's jungle. Dropping deep wards while you're in there will help you to get picks to further your lead and also to avoid them to maintain your lead. The same is true when you're behind. The enemy will be warding your jungle looking for picks, so ward yours to protect against them and hopefully get some to get back into the game. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something along the way. If you have any questions, any requests for future videos, or any feedback, please let us know in the comments below.